Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Hallmark Plus movies, Christmas ones.
Hi, I'm Ryan, and I like Ben Ayer's yellow cardigan.
I'm Dan, and I despise Hallmark movies plus Christmas ones. And this is the Deck the Hallmark Podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Well, hello, everybody. Did you miss us?
boy.
You know what? You take a few days off. You
Yeah.
get some emails that people are sad that you're not there.
So
and
we're
then
back and better than
And
ever.
we're back and better than ever.
How was your Christmas ride, guys?
Ryan, how was it?
It was great. How about y'all? I mean, there
I
was
need more details than
Yeah,
it was great. Give me the
For
rundown.
a guy that loves Christmas, you
What time did you
flew-
wake up?
Flew past that really
it was
quickly.
approximately woke up around 6 a.m. probably.
Ooh,
Yeah,
6
yeah, right around
probably.
it. I didn't write it down. I didn't.
Do you?
I
Let me ask you
it was a
this.
few
It's you
days
and
ago.
Lissa, just you and Lissa in the house there on Christmas morning.
Well, and the
You're-
kids.
You're still waking up early?
Well, we do double duty, so we had to get to my parents in the morning, then we had to get back, and then we went up.
Yeah,
past
of
tense,
course, yeah,
to
past, of
Alyssa's
course.
parents' place, which is about an hour, 10-minute drive.
I got
So
you.
you're still there's a lot to pack in if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It was a good one, though.
Oh, it was great. Watch the Grinch 2000 at the end of the night. Yep.
Now, let me
funny
ask
story.
you this.
Alyssa
Go
and I
ahead.
met because of the Grinch 2000.
I've
In
heard
case
it.
you missed our episode from right before Christmas, that was a singeing 12 minutes long. you may not know that Ryan and Lissa met through Jim Carrey's The Grinch. So
Now-
something good did come out of that movie.
Now, let me ask you this, Ryan. You had your 100 days of Christmas movies, and it was full.
Yeah, and we all understood it.
It was clear as crystal. Do you have some transitional movies that you've been watching
I've
over
been
the last
thinking
few
a lot
days?
about that, Bran.
You
Yeah.
have? Okay, so tell me what you did, because it's happened. Yep.
Well, we're still in the midst,
Sure.
right? I mean, so yeah, but actually, you three, Aaron included, will really appreciate this. I think Johnny Tsunami might be a really good transitional
Snowboarding.
from
That's a
Christmas.
good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
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 So you watched that over the last couple days at some point?
Already,
Yeah.
Johnny Pappolla already
Yeah.
watched it. Yeah,
Love
There
that.
you have it.
yeah. I've toyed around with. Haven't watched this one yet. Here on the 29th, as we speak. The
It's the
animated
30th,
film
yeah.
It's the 30th.
Anastasia, the 30th might be a good one. Bran, are you familiar with Anastasia?
I'm not really familiar with Anastasia.
Oh, well, I've seen it once. It's delightful. It takes place. There's a lot of snow, so that might be good. You know,
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is good stuff here.
and that's as far as I've gotten here.
Well, I typically I watch The Holiday over the
With Cameron
Boo.
Diaz, she's making a comeback.
Boo.
I watch
Movie sucks.
While You Were Sleeping
Give me
as
Jim
a transitional
Carrey's
movie.
Grinch over the holiday.
I watch While You Were Sleeping as a transitional movie.
While You Were Sleeping is a good choice. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else did I watch? Anastasia. No, I didn't watch
Anastasia, you're
Anastasia.
familiar, right?
Yeah, I'm not.
Ryan, are you familiar with
familiar?
Anastasia?
Dan, how do you transition out of
The
Christmas?
same way I do every year, Bran. I'm not 8 years old. It doesn't take any work.
Bran, are you feeling like? Are you now? We're here at the 30th. Are you a little more upbeat? I'm still in the doldrums. If
Yeah.
I'm being honest.
Guys, the week after Christmas is the best freaking week of the year.
Speak for yourself, Daniel.
It is. No one's doing anything. It's a little cold outside. You got more time to spend with family and friends. You rest, you recuperate, your brain relaxes, you get ready for a new year. It's literally my favorite week of the year, and you guys are talking about it like it's just the doldrums over here. Give me the week from the 24th to the 31st over the week of the 17th to
We're
the
not
24th.
talking about the 24th or the 25th. We're not talking about that.
Okay.
Talking about the
Well,
26th.
Christmas to New Year's is my favorite. All right, you can have the 24th. I would take Christmas, the 25th to the 1st, over the 17th to the 24th.
What if you take
get
out Christmas Day?
But
You can have the 26th.
But you get Christmas Eve night, which I like more than Christmas Day. Give me.
I'm just saying, you were talking about the week after Christmas.
Well,
is your favorite.
I do think Christmas. It's my favorite week of the year because Christmas falls on it, but I like that week because it's restful. I'm not rushing around. There's no parties. There's no family get-togethers. I'm just hanging out. It's my favorite week of the year, guys.
We all can agree,
Turn
Bran.
it-
I
turn
think
it
you're
around.
with me. that the December 26th through September 15th, probably the roughest stretch.
It's
right?
a tough stretch. Yeah.
If you want to tell me like
Yeah.
January 5th is a tough day for you, fine.
Well, it's
fine.
closer to my birthday, so it starts to pick back up.
I'm just saying, I live.
What do you watch before your birthday, Brand? What do you
I don't
watch?
actually have
Like-
any
And you
birthday
familiar with
specific.
Anastasia?
Yeah. I've thought about giving Anastasia a shot. Maybe Johnny Tsunami,
Yeah.
Brink.
Oh, the greatest movie of all time?
Greatest movie of all time.
You guys are killing me.
Brink. Descendants coming back
Yeah, it is.
in the new year. We're looking
And
forward
maybe
to that.
even the diss list coming your way
Maybe
to podcatchers.
even-
In
Oh, I need another
2025.
diss list. I need
I'm
another
gonna
go
send
of
you the
things.
spreadsheet and you can choose one.
Diss
But
list.
The
That's
Lord
goal-
great.
help me, you
the
can't choose
goal-
another movie one.
The goal that we set out for the diss list, we crushed it this holiday season.
Yeah, we did.
We crushed it.
We definitely recorded 4 or 5 of those to get ahead.
Yeah, we got ahead of it.
There's no way we
get
didn't
it.
do that.
Yeah, we did. Shall we talk about what's this one? Deck the Hall. I wrote Deck the Hallmark. Deck the Halls on Cherry Lane.
Yeah, let's do it.
December 19th, 2024 is when it premiered on Hallmark Plus, and it went a little something like this. It's 1981, and John and Lizzie are just a happy couple dancing to Christmas songs. John is hammering chairs. Lizzie is just lying, but we don't really know about what. Their daughter, Ivy, comes down the stairs. She's gotten so big since the first one, where she was
Yeah.
born.
Ivy.
And she's excited about Christmas, but also her birthday. Now it's 2000, and Rebecca has just moved into the neighborhood. She's greeted by Daisy, who awkwardly stands there until she gets an invite to come in. It's my worst nightmare. Daisy tells her that she was smart to shovel that front porch. It gets icy, and Rebecca's like, I didn't do it. Daisy says, well, that explains this here card. And she hands it to her. It's blank. And she's like, yeah, someone's been going around doing good deeds all holiday season long and leaving blank cards around. Gotta be honest, at this point, I was like, oh, it's Daisy.
yeah.
Daisy's
Yeah.
doing it and
Yeah.
acting like she
So
doesn't
can
want
you
credit
believe
for
the
it.
kindness of this
Yeah.
anonymous person
It's
over here?
insane. Suddenly, her friend Matt shows up. They're just friends. Oh, you sickos. Back in 1966, smart guy David likes Christmas, but it pales in comparison to his neighbor Stephanie. She really does it up big for Christmas, and she gets good news via a phone call on the telephone. Her house is going to be featured on TV. The Tommy Sanders Christmas Eve
Even Saunders, yeah.
The
Saunders.
Tommy Sanders would never.
Tommy Saunders Christmas Eve TV special is going to feature her house. But the only problem is her house is too small, and she put David's address on the application. And so what is she to do? She goes over and she's like, hey, David, it's me, and I know you don't know me, but I would like to decorate your house more for Christmas because Tommy Saunders is coming. So that's tough. And he's like, I don't want to do that. But then he realizes that the woman who's in charge of the grant that he's trying to get for the project that he's working on loves Tommy Saunders.
Big Tommy Saunders head.
Hands are tied. Rebecca and Matt's mission in this movie is to find out who's doing the random acts of kindness on Christmas Eve. Turns out, it's a kid. Back in 1981, it becomes clear that John has been offered a big job that would take them from the state they live in to Michigan. And John is very concerned about leaving their home and what his wife will think about that. Speaking of which, she has her own secret. She is pregnant, and she hasn't told John. The word finally comes out, though, that she is pregnant, and he decides not to tell her about the job because he's not going to take it. It's just easier if we just don't do this because we have this great support system here. It's going to be wonderful. It's time for the Tommy Saunders Show, everybody. And he shows up, they do the show, and he makes them kiss on air, which they both really like, but it isn't something David was planning on doing. You see, he always thought that the first kiss with the person
woman
in
he'd
the
call wife.
wouldn't be on TV. So she ends up going back on TV in the next segment and telling the truth. We're not together. So then after everybody leaves, they end up kissing some more. So that's good. So I guess it's all going to work out for them. Lizzie finds out about the job and tells John that they have to take it. It's too good of an opportunity to pass up. So they're gonna leave Cherry Lane. The house is gonna be up for sale, which hasn't happened in a long time.
What is it, 81? They
Just a
moved in
few weeks.
73.
Just a few weeks.
I thought Aaron told me they stayed in the house till 98. Did you say? Go ahead. Keep going.
It doesn't. Whatever.
It doesn't.
Anyway, the
John
movie
Brotherton.
The movie ends with John and Lizzie's daughter showing up in the year 2000 to pull out her favorite record that she hid underneath the stairs. That record, a Tommy Saunders record. This reminds Rebecca, who is Tommy Saunders' daughter, of all the good times that she and Matt had together as they were kids. So she rushes out to make sure that they remember those good times and to seal it with a kiss. And that, my friends, was Deck the
Hallmark.
Cherry Lane.
Yes. You did it.
We did
nailed
it.
Let's do this. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll get to the hot take and all the feels here on Deck the Hall.
Deck the Hall on Cherry Lane.
Cherry Lane.
Yeah, no, I was wrong.
So Anastasia, I believe, is a princess.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. John Cusack lends his voice, I do
Oh,
believe.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
good.
Not to Anastasia. Yeah.
Well,
Dimitri.
Dimitri is the character's name. Yep. Let's get to the hot take. It's where we share our thoughts on this movie, the third and final Cherry Lane movie, and the final Hallmark Plus movie of the year. Ryan, what'd you think?
Already?
Just a quick aside. This is the first Erin Cahill vehicle I've covered for the podcast. She's
Oh,
arguably
really?
the greatest. She's arguably the greatest Pink Ranger of all time. So just wanted to show the proper respect up front.
Yeah,
Thank you, Erin.
We'll
for-
pass along
Oh,
the
and Aaron
respect.
Shea, quite honestly. Yeah. I've heard it both ways. This instantly felt like a much more fleshed out product. I think the performances overall in this one were the strongest. So like last week, we really liked what Ben Ayers and Surge were doing. But I feel like the performances overall in this one were the finest of the three. Really have to say that I thought Brooke Dorsey, I haven't seen every single Brooke Dorsey performance, but out of the ones I've seen, which is quite a few, this is by far my favorite. I feel like even by Hallmark standards, Earthquake, I feel like even by Hallmark standards, she usually gets typecasted as like Miss Christmas, like a very, very upbeat, optimistic person. And I thought she had a little bit of edge here. I quite liked it. I was very, very, very engaged anytime she was on screen. However, even though the performances were better, I didn't really care about everything else that was occurring. No offense to Erin Cahill. And so, like, ultimately, this was fine. It was better than the first one. And I would say the biggest thing with all three of these films is that they all would have worked better as plays. So it's a bummer that they're all movies.
Wow. There you go.
You want to see a stage production of that first Cherry Lane on Hallmark Plus.
I just told you how I thought they would work
That
better,
is
Dan. I didn't tell
straight-
you what I'm
that
looking
is
to
straight
see
from the depths of hell.
in 2025. Yeah.
In the words of my favorite principal from the Candace Cameron Classic Switch for Christmas, that went well.
Okay.
Didn't mind it. Didn't mind it overall. I thought this one was sweet. And I got to be honest, Tommy Saunders, scene stealer. Not only did he make me giggle, he also sang a wonderful song, which is a real song. I Shazammed it. Let me see if I still have that Shazam up. Shazam. I'll find it.
Yeah.
But it's here it is. It's by Matt. It's by the actor. His
Maybe
name,
look another time.
his name is Matt Dusk, and the song is Christmas Once Again. And I thought
That's
was real sweet. Shout out to Matt Dusk. Shout out to the guy's buddy who becomes the cousin who decides because the TV people are coming, he's going to have a British accent. Made me laugh. And so once again, I do have my favorites and least favorite storylines in the movies. And that just kind of is the way things go with these ones. But I'm going, let's see here. The 1966 storyline with Tommy Saunders. And then the 1981 storyline with John and Lizzie. And then the storyline 2000
that was
classic.
Ryan's favorite.
What
Yes.
do you disagree with that?
No, Ryan
With-
said
I
the
thought Brooke Dorsey
the
was great here.
The best
Yeah.
I
one.
think Brooke Dorsey
Yeah.
was wonderful as well, but I just didn't care as much about that storyline.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Listen, I'm not here to
but-
change your mind.
I will say of also the tying it all together with a bow at the end, which they do in these movies. I felt like this one was the most like surprising. I didn't see it coming. I didn't. Yeah. Overall, this one worked as well as these ones can, and it was my favorite of the three. Dano?
Yeah, don't cue up the music, Brand. Seriously, don't. This is borderline a passable movie. Oh, what was that?
Is this the song?
No.
It's the dance list with Brandon Dan. It's the dance list with Brandon Dan. It's the dance list with Brandon Dan. It's the dance list with Brandon Dan.
Oh man, we got to do that show.
Sorry.
Somebody come up with a graphic for this list. Best graphic we'll use for the pod.
Wow.
Weekly pod.
Oh,
How about
Best
that?
one. Come up with it. We'll use it. We'll shout you out. I just need some sort of motivation because I want to do the show so badly. We're gonna actually do it. This is borderline a good movie, guys.
Wow.
This is so. First of all, the performances across the board are good to excellent, which hasn't happened yet in one of these movies. Second of all, in the first one of these that the three of us covered, it was a disaster. All three storylines sucked. In the next one, there was half of one good storyline. This, in my opinion, has two really good storylines in 1966 and 1981. And then in 2000, you have a storyline that initially is boring AF, but then it comes together very nicely. Now, do they need a bow to wrap up all of these storylines together? Kind of crazy. Having said that, you know, Brooke Dorsey and Sam Page were in one of the Godwink movies, like Godwink 3, I'll See You in Hell or whatever. But those two together, Brian.
oh man,
that was
funny.
I was doing fine. Brian Harold laughed in the other room. That threw me off. The end of that, I thought they did a really nice job with. But let's be honest here, gang. John Brotherton, dude, I don't know what to tell you. He needs to be in more movies. He can carry a movie. He's a great actor, and he crushed it. The 1966 storyline, I think, is excellent. I really enjoyed that on camera. The misunderstanding, the fake relationship trope. All
And
of
Chelsea
that,
Hobbs.
yeah, and Benjamin Hollingsworth, and
Who
then
was
the
new to
guy
you,
who
but
was
I've seen her
British.
stuff before.
Yeah, it's new for me for Chelsea Hobbs for sure. I just
Love you,
what,
Chelsea.
what I would say is this: is please, my worry is that me saying nice things about this movie will make it sound like I want any more of them, and I just don't. But
mathematically, they can't do more.
man, they could. You could figure it out.
I think they could do
Yeah.
more, but they can't introduce any more favorites.
No,
You can't.
but
you can't introduce. You
Yeah.
can't.
No.
Please
No.
don't.
There's just not this one house can only take so much. All I know is this. They ended on the best one. Don't make any more. I felt like this movie had a visual panache about it that was very distinct. I felt like they were using some interesting camera shots. The way the way it was like set up and established it felt very different to me. In my opinion, the best Hallmark Plus movie of the holiday season by a mile. Almost bordering on good. I can't believe they saved it for last. Oh, you know what else we saved for last?
Do you think number 2 is better than number 3?
You can't.
No. I said, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a professional basketball player. No, but when that was last week. We now live in the present day.
That's right.
Here on December 30th.
That's right.
Yeah,
Happy
and
anniversary
no,
to my
this
parents.
one-
December 30th.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. This one's better. This one's better.
yeah.
So this is the best Hallmark Plus Christmas movie of all time.
Yeah, it's not even.
Well, last week's had a good run.
Yeah, it was a good
know?
run. 7 whole days.
Yeah.
But we're all picking Johnny Tsunami over to this, right?
I think Johnny Tsunami is better than any Christmas movie we've watched on Hallmark Plus. Yes.
Yeah, I would have Johnny Tsunami. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say better than any Christmas movie this year.
No.
Phantom of the
no.
Megaplex better than every Hallmark Plus Christmas movie?
Yes.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, give me
Luck of the
Phantom of the
Irish?
No, God no. Give me Phantom of the Megaplex.
This land is your land.
Sit down.
Sorry.
Phantom of the Megaplex, Johnny Tsunami, Motocrossed, and Cadet
Frank.
Kelly. No. Cadet Kelly, those four.
What about Stank Stankerson?
Not Stank Stankerson. Those four are better than any of the Hallmark Plus Christmas movies that I've seen. Yes.
I'm good with that. I think we need to add Brink and a few others.
God,
yeah,
no,
I mean,
stop it.
What
You
about
guys are
Space
nuts.
Jam starring Looney Tunes?
Featuring the Looney Tunes, even.
Featuring them.
they star in the film as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
but yeah.
but they are
Also, Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire. That's my top 5. Mom's Got a Date, Family Megaplex, Cadet Kelly, Johnny Tsunami, Motocross. I would slide this one in ahead of Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off. That's where I'd slide it in.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Oh, what a weird show this has become. Let's get to all the feels. We're doing all the feels where we
already? You remember 34 minutes last week? What are we at 20 something
I
right
think we
now?
might get there.
Almost
Go.
longer than last week's.
You go ahead, Rye.
Ooh.
Brandon.
It must be rough to have a birthday so close to Christmas.
Yeah.
So shout out to anyone who has that as their reality. We're thinking about you.
We're thinking about
We're
you.
thinking thoughts and prayers to you December 24th birthdays out there from Ryan Pappolla.
That
You got a
was-
spoken word jam for them? Like, what in the world? They're still human beings. Get out of here.
We're thinking about you.
We're thinking about you. Good God, man.
Now,
shout
can
out
I
to those
ask
who
you
have a
this?
birth a day away from the birth of Jesus. That's tough.
Can I
That's a
ask you
tough
this
break.
one? My son's birthday was the 20th.
That's right.
You thinking about him? You thinking about him?
Oh, man.
Grizz or Gavin?
Grizz.
The
20th, huh?
Yeah.
He had to
How
ask
do you
which
how do you two operate? Like how do you distribute the gifts?
We partied on the 20th. That's what we did.
And then Christmas is separate.
Well, I guess Santa's bringing them on Christmas Day. So
Good Lord.
you're providing gifts on the 20th.
You don't do that, right? You don't sign gifts to Santa at home.
Santa's real, so yes, I do.
Are you lying to the people on the podcast?
I don't do this thing where I talk about it on the air. No, I'm not doing that.
So you just said Santa's real, so yes, so you did talk about it on the air.
We have presents. How about this? We have presents that one could say come from Santa.
But you don't.
I don't.
Okay. there
But
you go.
one
That's all I
could.
needed.
One could. Because
One could.
they are in a sense,
Oh boy.
in the
Here
way
we
in
go.
which, what are we? What are gifts?
Do you know how
what are gifts?
Ryan want us to do it in the arms of an angel for those kids born on December 24th? That's how I think about you. I'm thinking about you right now. Man.
Yes.
You'd think we hadn't just had a week off. You know what I mean?
I echo what Ryan says. Let's give it up for the 24th babies. Let's pour one up for those homies.
I would love to keep the bit going for this segment, but when this dude goes into a full British accent because he's nervous and he becomes a character, it's the funniest thing that's happened in all of these Cherry Lane movies. And I have to give it a shout out. The guy just decides, because he doesn't know what to do, that he's just going to be British. I thought was really funny. I thought the reaction to him doing that by Benjamin Hollingsworth was excellent. Really great scene.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll get to the
Wait,
rest
what?
of it.
And the what the Hallmark.
We do the wait what typically next.
Here on Take the Hallmark. Welcome back. We're talking about Cherry Lane, the
So
Trace.
Rasputin is like a wizard, right? And that's the thing that is that accurate?
Kind of.
Okay, sorry.
Wizard is not how I would describe it.
Okay.
but Yeah, sure.
Okay, how
Is
would
this
you describe
Anastasia?
him?
Because I don't remember the plot.
You watched it earlier this week.
Yeah, how do you not?
No,
remember
I
it?
believe I said I need to watch it before New Year's Eve at
So
midnight. But no, it's
tomorrow-
still on the
Today
is
or
list.
tomorrow?
The Anastasia Day.
Yeah, tomorrow I believe the 31st.
God forbid-
That's what most people do on New Year's Eve afternoon, right?
Yeah,
God forbid you
Anastasia.
share a birthday with Anastasia Day and forget about it. You're lost.
Yeah.
Let's get
Peace
to
and peace.
let's get
Yeah.
to the wait what. It's where we talk about what in this movie made us go wait what. Ryan.
Yeah, winning a contest where you have to completely upend your Christmas Eve and bring a bunch of strangers into your home sounds
Day
terrible.
Day
Yeah.
off too.
Worst. The
Yeah.
worst.
It's like the worst contest prize of all time. I don't exactly. This was, I think, towards the middle of the film. She's reciting her essay from memory to sell it to the guy, so they can use his house. And she says that carols are a big part of Christmas. And then, this is not a joke. This is not a bit. She starts singing "God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen," which is a song I like, especially the Pentatonics version. But that's not a Christmas Eve carol song. God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power. That's not what you're singing a few hours before Christmas.
You don't think that's a Christmas Eve
I think
song?
that's a Christmas carol. I disagree. I disagree for me. Maybe
I don't think it's a Christmas. It's not Joy to the World or Jingle Bells. It's not. You're doing that 6 hours before you go to bed.
Comfort and joy, Ryan. Tidings of comfort and joy.
I would argue God Rest You Merry Gentlemen, great Christmas Eve song. Joy to the World, great Christmas Day song.
Yeah. I just think I think I'm going to reject this. Wait, what? I think I'm going to use my turn back.
That's the turn back sound.
That's the sound you make
And
when
the audience
turned it
loved
back.
it. The audience loved it. I hate that sound.
This job needs a verdict from a candidate on Christmas Eve.
There it is.
Hard, fast deadline.
Yeah, we gotta have it.
Gentlemen, let's go.
So, you just can't get that out of Hallmark Christmas movies. Like it's going to have an audition, a job offer, a meeting, something on Christmas Eve or Christmas. And this was pretty egregious. Yeah.
In the same movie where we're doing a live Christmas Eve show, by the way.
That's right.
Yeah, unrelated,
Yes.
but yeah. Tommy Sanders, depending on who you talk to, forcing them to kiss big ones on live TV was I didn't like it.
What
I thought
move.
it was.
I mean, he also got like 7-year-old children to hold hands. I thought that was
it was his kid though. So
okay. Yeah.
Listen,
Fair.
the '60s were another time, man.
They were another time. Yes,
TV
they
hosts
were.
were just
They
kissing
were
people.
quite literally another time.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one can argue with what you said there. The 60s were another time.
There was another time. So do with that whatever you want.
And shout out to all the boys and girls out there that have a birthday on Christmas Eve. I don't know how you're doing it. I don't know how you're making it through. But this next one's for you. Ryan, take it away.
Well, yeah. So, to all those December 24th babies, Tommy Saunders.
Shout out.
I remember the stupid things, the mood rings, the bracelets, and the beads.
Tommy Sanders, depending on who you talk to, says he does these broadcasts from other people's homes every year on Christmas Eve to never forget what's real and the importance of family, when he could just not do a broadcast on Christmas Eve and spend time with his actual family uninterrupted, and probably would help him remember the importance of family a little bit better. And then last one for me, maybe the most important one of the entire film, of the entire saga, the Cherry Lane saga. Shout out to Surge. Where and how
Shout out.
Where and how is Brooke Dorsey watching the Tommy Saunders performance on her computer in the year 2000?
Yeah,
there's no DVD drives yet. There's barely even DVDs.
I thought of that. She had an Ethernet cord running to the middle of her living room, which is one of mine. It's neither here nor there, but there's no YouTube. There's nothing of the sort. I'm pretty sure laptops had a 2000.
They've had a VHS drive. DVDs barely exist.
Barely existed. But if your dad was Tommy Saunders. So I think you're right. I think it's a fair wait. What? I was giving her the benefit of the doubt that her dad was Tommy Saunders. And so she had some version of that song somewhere she could play. If it was anyone other than Tommy Saunders' daughter, I think it's impossible. But
I'm just glad you didn't use your second take back.
I'm saving it for next week. I'm saving it for tomorrow. Yeah. I didn't use it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I'll take my back.
Take it back, Brent.
Sorry.
Use the take back noise. There it is. Great. Got it.
Take back.
Here's some for you. The uncle shows up to bring presents for the girl whose birthday is on Christmas Eve, pour one out. And he decides that he is going to watch her open the presents while he stands by the front door wide open. He's like, once you finish opening it, I am making a run for it.
That's right.
And I understand
It's freezing
that it's
cold
freezing
outside.
It's Cherry Lane. It's always cold over here. but I got to get out of here. And so I'm going to leave it open, quick escape, and you're good to go. You were bothered by the God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen bit. I was bothered by the fact that she just memorized the whole thing that she sent to Tommy Saunders.
Listen to this letter I sent to him.
And I have it right up yonder. It's really good. Some might argue that God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen, not a Christmas Eve song, but that's neither here nor there. I got it memorized. Don't you worry. Your pretty little head. The kiss happens on the screen. He goes downstairs to mope with his little doodads and whatnot. She comes downstairs. They have a heart-to-heart, and he's like, listen, I don't want to be known as the guy who kissed somebody that he didn't know on Christmas Eve on TV. And I just don't think that you're going to be known for that.
No one's going to care by the next day.
Because one, yes, no one's going to care. But two, at this time, no one knew that you were lying about it to begin with. So if anything, they think that you're just the guy that kissed his wife on national TV.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought that was the biggest one to me. But I think for me, it was what he said right before that, which is, I'm trying to change the world with my invention. And instead, like if he invents something that changes the world, do you think people are going to go, shame he kissed somebody on TV?
Our guy over here cures cancer.
That's right.
But no one's going to remember him for
No,
that.
because he happened
Remember
to
that kiss?
kiss a woman on television.
Remember the kiss on Tommy Saunders?
Oh my gosh.
He didn't kiss Tommy Saunders, although...
So weirdest line in the maybe all of those movies. Yeah.
And then I understand that that's Tommy Saunders' kid and kid's friend or whatever. The close up of these two children holding hands, sitting on one couch, made me uncomfortable. I don't know what to do with that. So there you go.
Yeah.
Dano?
We did mention it earlier, but I'll mention it again. 2000 is like at the ripe age of the computer room. So like I grew up in the 90s with the computer room. There was a room in your house with the computer. It was also my dad's study, classic computer room situation. I know that Brooke Dorsey lives by herself, but could there be a more inefficient place for your computer than middle of living room? Like middle of living room, and you have to have an Ethernet cord. Your cords strewn across the floor, like literally go to any room in that ginormous house. You live there by yourself and put the computer room there with the back facing the wall so the cords can be up against the wall where they belong, not as a tripping hazard for anyone that might visit you during the holidays or elsewhere. I wrote down in this movie, 1981 looks a lot like the year 2000. That's not how I remember it, and I'm also offended. It looks very similar. And I also wrote down, what is John Brotherton doing to that poor chair? In the first scene that we see John Brotherton, he is hammering on a chair like it's a piñata and there's candy inside of it. He's not trying to put one piece back together. He's hammering hard, flipping it, hammering hard. He's not hammering a nail. He's not trying to put one piece. It is just him hammering different parts of an old chair, and it didn't make any sense to me at all. I didn't understand what was happening there. I just kept wanting to stop.
How do we get this guy to not fix the stair? We could have him attack a chair,
That's right.
and then his wife be like, "You're not allowed to hammer anything again." That's the only thing I can think of.
There have been things that have popped loose that I've gotten a hammer out on one end of that are old. A chair included at a kitchen table that I owned. But you're not doing that on every edge of the, like he just keeps spinning it. Like, what is he doing? Stop it, buddy. Like it's Christmas or close to it. Save some for those unfortunate souls that were born on December 24th. Brooke Dorsey's house is decorated to the nines in this movie. Garland, there's a pink theme. It's like green garland with like a pastel pink. Her Christmas tree is something out of a Balsam Hill catalog. It's perfect. Stem to stern, her house is decorated to the nines. And Sam Page comes in and is like, "You're always a Grinch this time of year." What? What? Who? Do you know? Do you mean like a Grinch post heart growing? Do you mean like a what are you
last 30 seconds of the film Grinch?
Yeah. No. If you call someone a Grinch, they can't have garland on their banister. That they can't be.
It was post heart growing.
Yeah,
Grinch.
it had to be. There's no way around it.
Post conversion.
Yeah.
Post Malone.
Post Malone. That's all I got.
It's time for What the Hallmark is, where we wonder what could have been, maybe having us to clear any questions that we still have after watching this one. Ryan.
Yeah, this is a question for you two. Should we do the Way Home preview now, or are we trying to squeeze that in before January?
Ooh.
It's a couple days from now.
That's
you know?
That's a tough one.
Jacob's in present day.
Okay. How did last season end?
I don't remember.
Jacob is in
Aaron,
present
do you
day.
remember how last season ended?
Season.
You
Well,
remember
that
that?
season
You remember the
is-
season? And is he a
That's-
wizard or is he
that's
not a
a
wizard?
season.
Rasputin.
I looked it up. Rasputin is described as evil wizard when I looked him up,
Oh.
so I do
Okay.
feel better about
Well,
that.
I mean, the real life
Okay, well, that's
Rasputin
good.
was more of like a medical shaman type character.
I'm sure I looked up the cartoon.
Okay.
Yeah, medical shaman, evil wizard. We're splitting hairs here.
You don't remember.
Tomato, tomato.
I'm happy to discuss the Anastasia movie in length.
In
Yeah.
detail.
If you will stop
I just
asking
hope-
me how the way home is.
Okay.
I just hope the third season of The Way Home's better than the second season.
Yeah, it's all about the seasons.
Is it a saison or saison?
It's
Saison.
That's saison.
I love a nice saison.
What was the name
All
of
right,
that
well, we're all
guy
caught
on
up.
Scrubs?
Donald Faison.
Donald Saison.
Faison. Nope.
The janitor. Oh.
I think Jacob's in present day. Kyler Lee ended up.
I'm gonna have to watch the finale.
We can't go back to the witch times,
Can
right?
we-
Like they can't.
I think they can. Can we all agree we'll watch the finale before?
No.
I didn't even watch Cherry Lane Zero. You
Yeah,
think
I
I'm
was
gonna
about to
rewatch
say.
the finale of The
Are
Way
you
Home?
kidding me right now? What a dumb thing to say out loud. That
I'll
was almost
watch
as
it.
bad
do
as the
you
kids
want me
born on
to?
the
Do you want me
24th.
to rewatch the finale and give you cliff notes?
I would
I
like
would
for
love
you to
that.
watch
Okay.
the finale and then record a previously on for me. That'd be
Would
great.
love that. Would love that.
I will do that while I rewatch all 4 Cherry Lanes and do a deep
A
dive
murder
on the
board,
universe.
yes.
While Anastasia plays on a loop.
Murder
When's the
board of
Anastasia
Cherry Lane
pod,
is
though?
coming.
Yeah, Anastasia pod.
Stop selling. I love Anastasia historically and the cartoon, so please don't. This is my soapbox. I'm going to get off it because we don't have time. We're already longer than last week's episode.
That's right. That's right. It's
That's
it's
a good
actually
thing.
the sequel to Fantasia, if you can believe it.
Stop it.
It's a lot. of,
Fantasia 2000 is the sequel to Fantasia.
Well, it's the sequel to Fantasia 2000. It's called Anastasia. It's without Astasia.
My
Anti-Stasia.
my.
Hey, you guys ever heard of Astasia? I don't want any part of that. I'm missing my Astasia. Y'all seen it? There's a lot of great things we could do here, and we're doing them. Yeah.
Mine is, will Hallmark Plus be around in the way in which it is around this time next year? Putting out new movies, being as crowded as it was this holiday season,
I
or
think
will
this
it
is a
go back?
one-off.
Or will it go back to being little old Hallmark movies now, where you can watch some movies occasionally if you want to? I know they got some unscripted stuff that's launching still in the new year, and they've announced all that, and that's coming. But will we have another crop like this, a four movie series, a 3 movies? Like, how are they going to do that next year? That's my question, Dano.
Yeah, all I could think about while watching this movie, albeit it being the best one, was I just keep hearing in the Double Decker Facebook group, where you can join BrambleGymPlus.com.
It's the dance list with Brandon Dan. It's the dance list with Brandon Dan.
Sorry.
Take it back.
So I was thinking, all we do, like in the Double Decker Facebook group, it feels like every day I see another post about how great holidays or mistletoe murders were. And this morning, in fact, one Erin Shea came in, was thrilled to be here on December 30th. And she said to me that the last 5 minutes,
right back in,
the
actually,
last
for
5
this.
minutes of a certain episode of Mistletoe Murders was the best thing she'd seen on TV all year long. And so
Whoa!
what's in my head while I'm watching,
I know I really oversold it, and I'm sorry, but
That
it
was a
good.
crazy thing to say.
it's a crazy thing to say, almost as crazy as Cheetah Girls Top 10, but we'll get there later.
Well, that's insane.
Yeah, that's
I've already forgot. Is it in my top 10?
Yeah, 7.
We're gonna have to revisit that.
7.
Cheetah Girls 2 are really good, but neither here nor there.
Wow. All right.
Rasputin.
So, all I know is this: is we spend our time in our busy holiday watching 4 unwrapping movies and 3 Cherry Lane movies, and we could have been watching what is, by all accounts, higher quality television from Hallmark Plus. And I just regret our decision, but we've never not watched all the Hallmark movies. That's why we made
Well,
it. I don't want to
I-
have to make that decision
Christmas
again
in
next
July, we're going to be in there.
year. I think hopefully before
I
then.
swear, if you wait till
We're
July,
starting
not?
in January. We're starting with January.
I
There you
hate
go.
it. I
We're
hate
getting
it here. I
Now,
quit.
I just want to say this. And I want to put it out there. Next year, if they have this situation where it's movies versus show, we put it to a vote.
Or I got an idea I'm going to tell you off air, and I just decided I'm not going to tell you that on air.
Wow, a tease to end the year.
How about that?
Teased it in the ear.
Well, we did
We
it,
watch
everybody.
Anastasia on a loop.
Congratulations to us. We did it. We'll be back tomorrow. We got one more. We're going to do a little Lifetime Uncorked tomorrow. Patrick's going to be here, talk about the Marcus Rosner Bristow joints, which is going to be a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
come on back for that. Until then, maybe we're the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.